that is what I'm going for. It's an efficient process, and that's why I want to go back to Cody.
So the big question is, what are top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? To get the answers, we interview top real estate agents to learn their secrets to success. Listen, we believe every agent should make a minimum of $100,000 per year, and we're on a mission to make this happen. We've already helped over 100 agents achieve this with our coaching. So if you want to fast track your business growth, get to your first $100,000 in GCI, or add another $100,000 in GCI using social strategies, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com, or you can just click the link in the description below. Also, just make sure to follow us, hit that subscribe button, and if you get any value from this at all, please tell a friend and leave us a review. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
Let's take a step back, which would be your second topic, which is picking up the damn phone. Everyone listening, pick up the fucking phone. Apart from right now, Cody, you just went off. Don't pick it up on the podcast.
I know. It's classic. You never get calls while you're just hanging out, but as soon as you start doing stuff, it starts blowing up.
So tell us why. I know, picking up the phone, you're in a service business. Why is that your second secret to success?
Okay, so being available is how this works. If you are unavailable, you will not close deals, and you won't even get clients. So picking up the phone, hi, it's Cody. Great, you want to look at a house? I can show it to you in 15 minutes. That's how you get clients. I mean, it's so simple. It is a must be present to win industry. So if you kind of just want to half-ass it or not pick up the phone or not treat this like a full-time job and work 40 hours a week, or, if you're lucky, you get to work more and close more deals. You're not going to be able to do it.
There's a crazy statistic. We spoke about this a bunch, and it's with leads. Is it 52% call them once, and then only something like 9% call them twice, and then after twice, it's like no one calls them, right? Except winners. And, as a tiny percentage of like 2 million realtors, the winners are a fraction of a percent, right? And they're the ones that get the majority of the deals. Like, one thing I was thinking, like you said, brand new agent, 2018, and you've constantly grown and scaled throughout the pandemic. You've just grown and grown. It's like, because you've got the mentality of a winner, like people listening, it's like, this is what it looks like in your earlier career. This is what winners look like. Like for me, speaking to you right now, and I could totally see interviewing you in 5 years and you'd be like, yeah, I do 150 million a year. Because there's like these certain habits that winners have early on in their career. And like we've interviewed at this point, like over 200 people, and like most of them do north of 100 million. We've interviewed billionaires, a lot do 300 million, 500 million a year. And it's like these core habits of success is like, I just picked up the phone. Jay Kinder did 4,500 deals, right? As his own agent, 4,500. And he was like, I just picked up the phone, I just called. Everyone said it wasn't possible to do it. So I was just like, I'm just going to call the leads. He just called the leads. I forget how long his career was in total, but over 4,000 deals he personally did. Like, come on. Like, this isn't complicated. Now, my caveat to picking up the phone, and I know some people listening, I mean, Pete is a great example of this. He's got children, right? Couple of kids, wife. Where do you right now, are you in a place where you haven't had to draw boundaries with clients, or have you had to go, I don't pick up after 8. I don't pick up before 6.
Okay. So I'm definitely not picking up before 6. That depends. It depends on the client, right? If it is a newer client that is, sending me a text at 9:30, what do you think about this house? And like, it's all just kind of starting, right? I'll get that one tomorrow. If it is a client and we are in the middle of a deal and they have a pertinent transaction that is time sensitive, yeah, I'm answering that text or I'm calling them or whatever it may be. So it really depends on the client, really depends on where we're at in the deal and the nature of the inquiry, I guess. But the greater question, do you set boundaries? At some point you have to, or you're gonna get ripped apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What boundaries, like in your example, what boundaries have you set or do you set with some of your clients then? Is it a schedule? Is it a time thing? Is it, I don't know, you tell me.
Well, I think some of the best, I have a lot of best advices, but that I've received, but some of the best advice is, the things you do for yourself, hanging out with friends, getting on the water, your activities, your hobbies. When you get into this business, those are called appointments. And you are allowed to have an appointment for yourself between 2 and 4, right? No one has to know what that appointment is. That's what you call them now. You call them board meetings. Whatever.
I love how you're saying this, that you have an appointment. You don't have to explain to anybody whatever the fuck you're doing. You could be taking a nap for all anybody has to know.
And I do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and let me ask you this. Why are you calling them appointments? Why are you so regimented that specifically when you get into this business, it's an appointment?
I think it's a little bit of a facade, I think, and not to be, sneaky or fake or, I think the worst thing the worst thing you could do is I don't like these people that are like, I'm so busy. I got all this stuff going on. No one cares. Everyone's busy. I don't like offering people insight into my private and personal life, because if they're a client, that's business. They don't need to know about my private and personal life. I don't ask them about their private and personal life. It's business. This is probably outside of the average. 3/4 of my clients, I have no idea what they do for a living. I don't want to know. I don't want to know how many kids they have unless it's pertinent to how many bedrooms they want. I just don't see that as...
That's interesting.
I just don't...
It's very interesting the way you're putting this. And Andrew said that under his breath too, is because I think we're taught the opposite, that real estate is a relationship-based business. So you should know your clients, how many kids they have, what jobs they have, what do they do, what they like for fun, what are their hobbies, right? And we had another person on the show where they're just like, I'm running a fucking business. This is strictly business. I don't give a fuck about what you do, who you sleep with, who you like, who you don't like. It's like, I'm there. I'm supposed to help you facilitate a transaction. I'm supposed to look out for your best interest. And my job is to protect you during a real estate transaction.
That's the kind of boat that I'm in. And, if those details, personal details about people's lives comes up organically, great. Happy to talk about it. Same thing with me. If personal details about my life come up organically and in conversation, great. Happy to talk about it and share it. But I am not trying to cloud or fill any of our conversation while we're in a deal with stuff that's not about this deal. Like I'm not diluting our interaction with anything except what exactly we're here for.
So help us understand and walk us through, because I know this is not the boat that everybody's in. Everybody's like the other way. Oh, they need to know me. They need to know about my kids. They need to know all this other stuff, right? They need to know I'm a human being, that I'm not just there for a commission. How do you keep it so professional, but at the same time, your clients trust you and you're doing as many deals as you are doing, right? Because that's definitely a limiting belief that I have personally. It's like, shit, if I'm out, with my kids, yes, it's an appointment. Yes, they're important. But sometimes I'm not going to lie, I do feel guilty if I'm like out on a boat with my family while I could have been showing a house on like a Saturday morning, But you're right. It's an appointment. It's an appointment with my family. I owe it to them as much as I owe it to my clients, if not even more, because this is why the fuck I'm doing this in the first place.
My curiosity, actually, just to expand on that, is actually not around the initial deal. My curiosity will be around in 5 years what the referrals look like from those deals. Because I don't think that mentality, and again, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, just because, again, I think it's important for our listeners to understand where you're coming from and where the other side comes from. Because I think the reason the whole relationship game comes into this business so much is because when you build that, what seems like a bond, and there's a difference between like faux and fake bonds and like all that shit, and we won't go down that path, but it's that relationship you've built, that connection that enables the referrals. If you've done a good job and they like you and know you and trust you and things like that. So my curiosity isn't around the first deal, because the mentality of getting them the house is that's fine for your first deal. I think where I would sit with that mentality is be interesting to see what it's like in 5 years, 10 years, if you are just getting a huge referral business, because that very pointed like business approach has actually paid off and people feel like they want to do that again because it was efficient. Because that's why, in my opinion, and this is from a consumer standpoint, I'm thinking it was an efficient, well executed process for me to buy a house with Cody. And that's why I'm going back there. Right? I wouldn't necessarily say I want to go back to Cody because it was like, it felt great.
It was warm and fuzzy and he cared about me.
So like, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because I think other people will be thinking this exact thing. So
yeah, and I would agree with the former. That is what I'm going for. It's an efficient process, and that's why I want to go back to Cody. And let me clarify. I'm not a dick about it. It's not like when it's not like when someone starts being like, "Oh yeah, my kids." I'm like, "No, like, I don't give a shit. Like, let's just buy this house." Like,
kids, who gives a fuck?
Like, yeah, it's nothing like that. Like I said, if it comes up organically, I'm happy to, share in people's successes and the great parts of their life.
I love the idea of that though, man. Being like, yeah, I've just had a newborn baby. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, let's go. 15 minutes a house. Let's keep it going. I got things to see.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but my goal is the efficiency. People have friends outside of a real estate deal. Those are your friends, and the approach, like where this all comes from. I see this as a service-based industry. I am at your service. It sounds cliche. My clients, I am at your service. I'm at your service 24/7, except when I'm in other appointments, whatever they may be. Call me, text me anytime. Like, let's get this done for you. That's where I'm at. And and there's warmth that comes from that. Like I want to give people that.
Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in gaining access to our course and coaching 100% for free, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com.